Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy second recording on this Wednesday. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. Got a word for you. Tap in. Happy second recording, guys. I'm replying to 2 emails in this one recording. The first is in regards to my thoughts on prenups. This is from a gentleman. My thoughts on prenups. Not sure why he's asking me that, right? And from another good sis who wants me to discuss why is there, quote unquote, why is there piss in the dating pool? That's her words. Why is there piss in the dating pool? Meaning, why is dating so hard? She seems like in the last several years, dating have become very, very redundant. All right, so first thing first, my thoughts on prenups. This is a very, very diverse. This can go in so many different ways because there's a lot of things to factor in. So I'm just going to kind of summarize. I know a lot of females may not agree with me, but that's okay. You guys know I don't care about none of that. But I'm a very, very fair person. I'm a very honest person. Okay, so just to summarize, me being a female, I do believe that some men get the short end of the stick when it comes down to things like divorce, child support, things like that. Okay. Again, that's some. That's definitely not all, because some aren't paying enough, truth be told. My thoughts is this. If we've been together, we've been married for a very long time. Let's just say, 20 years. Okay. We built that life together. So both of us came into that life and we both had nothing, right? We both got it from the mud. We came up together. We all sacrificed together. We raised these children together, broke in all. Then I do believe after that long history of being together and building a life together, then yeah, it should be half. Because nobody had nothing to begin with. So we both had to be team players within this 20 years, right, to make it happen. If you were team players, let me just say that. On the flip side, let's just say you have someone, husband or wife, who may have had a history of really grinding and becoming very successful. And they've been in their career or, whatever for, 25 years prior to meeting someone. You meet someone and you guys are married, 3 to 5 years. Why are you getting half? Why are you getting half of everything that I work hard for and I grind hard for 20 to 25 years prior to even meeting you 5 years ago? 5 years ago, you barely put a dent into this thing, right? So I do not believe that. Right? I don't believe someone who's just coming in should be requiring half and this and that. Now, there's exceptions to the rules, of course, and this is why I think that it's important to sit down, have a meeting of the minds, and figure this stuff out prior. Because now I do believe like this. Let's just say it's only been 3 to 5 years. But she got pregnant and you guys agreed that, okay, you don't want your children to be raised in public school because everybody's crazy right now. And you wanted, homeschooling. So now, okay, she left her job, whatever. So she has not been working for 5 years. Then there definitely need to be some type of fine print rule within that prenup that says, okay, if she leaves her job to stay home to homeschool for our children, then she will get this amount, right? That could be based around what she was being paid prior to leaving her job, or whatever. You guys figure that number out. I mean, that's fair, because if I'm leaving work to raise our children and I can no longer even work to bring in income, but you're still working, right, and taking care of the family, okay, cool, that's what you do, take care of the family. But now if you decide to divorce me, because I ain't, gain some weight after children or whatever you got going on, you want to leave me, you just can't leave me and I haven't worked in 5 years and you don't want to give me anything. because I really could have been working and I could have been stacking my own bread, but we agreed that I would pull away from work. So you see all the different factors that play in here, right? So that is my thought with that. I am not against prenups, but I do think and I do believe that certain things need to be worked out and all that good stuff. All right. I just saw somebody I know. I hope they don't see me because I don't want to stop this recording right now. So I'm trying to so I'm not against prenups. I do feel that many times, again, men do get the short end of the stick when it comes down to divorce, child support, things like that. I do feel like there are women who are just been thrown out of the house because she decided to stop working to raise the children. So there need to be some discussions. I'll just say that. And I think that discussion needs to be amongst the two individuals, and then of course the lawyers, and then you keep moving from there. All right, so that's that. Ladies, you're probably gonna give me a hard time with this one. No, I want half, I want half, I want half. Well, listen, I'm not against half, as long as you've been putting half of that grinding, right? Okay. So why is there piss in the I told you guys, there's two things that tickle. Well, a lot of things tickle me, but that piss in the dating pool and that don't piss on my boots and tell me it's raining, honey. I am so corny. All right, so why is there piss in the dating pool? Same thing as the prenup. There's a lot of things to factor in here. We can hit it from a spiritual point of view as well as fleshly point of view. I mean, spiritual, that's easy. I mean, everybody's just disconnected. Everybody's disconnected. People don't have the same morals any longer, the same traditional views any longer. There's just a whole lot of stuff. People are running from God, right? People don't even see marriage as a blessing anymore. Like, people are against marriages. You have a group of men, a lot, who have taken a vow to each other never to ever get married or marry again, right? And I mean, that's their thing, you know. We all got our whatever. So there's a lot from the spiritual aspect. We can talk about that for days. And the physical aspect, it's a lot too, but for the sake of time, for one, if I had to really build it around the core, definitely social media. Definitely social media. There's just no way around it. Again, from different angles. Okay, you know, you got all these toxic men, right? And toxic women, right? But toxic men right now who are flooding the market, you know, pounding this stuff into other men's head. And so because they have access to other toxic men, and not to say that some of the men don't even have a fair argument, right? I'm not that chick, right? I'm a very fair person. So I'm not saying that some of these men don't have a fair argument, but I'm talking about the ones who are moving more from that hurt, right? That toxic, that rejection seed, things like that, and pouring that stuff into other men. And these men are starting to band together, and they feel like we can stay single for the rest of our lives. Like, some of these men don't even like us anymore. Like, seriously, they don't like us. Next, with social media, it's too much competition. Well, first, let me be clear with that now. Because when it comes down to you, my chosen ones, there is no competition, right? We're it, period. We are who we are, period. There is no better, period. But when you're talking about fleshly being, there's so much competition. All right, let's take Instagram for a second. Let's just say that a guy, and women too, I'm not excluding women, right? Let's just say a guy is strolling down Instagram. A woman catches his eyes. Wow, oh my goodness, she's beautiful. She's everything I've been looking for. And now you guys are maybe inboxing or whatever, a couple of times. Now all of a sudden, he's went ghost, or his messages are just less and less. Well, every time he scrolls, every other person he scrolls is somebody who's caught his type, right? Somebody who's beautiful, somebody who's handsome. Same thing with the ladies. Keep it real. Your husband probably got a beer gut, and you're on Instagram, and you're scrolling down, and you're seeing this, and you're seeing that, and you're like, Lord, nothing wrong with looking. But the more you look, you're getting all these thoughts in your head. Now you're looking at your man like, sir, if you don't get this belly together, and every time you scroll, there's a new person, and it's like, goodness gracious, I can marry all y'all right now. Like I see eight of y'all who I will let lock it down right now. Right? It's too much competition and it's too much distraction. Someone had asked me about 4 or 5 years ago, if I was ever asked from someone I was seeing or even married to delete social media, would I delete social media? And I was like, no. Not because, you got to connect with people. You got to meet with people. God is using you this way, and you got to help people. And that's how you stay connected. My thoughts on that is completely different now. Completely different. Mind, just 5 years ago when I said that. Now, if you meet the right person, the right person, like God have sent your peoples. Listen, deleting social media should be nothing. Unless God is using you for a higher purpose. And then you gotta monitor it, right? You just can't be freestyling, lying, saying you're using it for this, but you're still creeping over here and doing this, right? Because it's just too much. It's too much. It's hard to concentrate on one person when you got 50,000 inboxes, right? It's crazy. Like, seriously, you can really meet a person on social media. I'm not against meeting people on social media. I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. But you can really start conversing with a person, and before you know it, you're so disconnected because somebody else has caught your eye. Now you're chatting with this person. It's too much distraction, and it's very, very toxic when you're trying to focus on a healthy relationship or a healthy marriage and really try to build things on old traditional ways. It's too much. I think I told you guys this about 5 years ago. One of my cousins, I don't even know why I follow her up, but she convinced me to join a dating site. Now, granted, I'm not against dating sites per se. It's just not my thing, right? It's just not my thing. But she challenged me to do it. And so I signed up for the dating site. And I don't know, I got busy with work or whatever, so I forgot to even log back on and check on it. And she was like, hey, did you ever check back on your... And I was like, I didn't know I was supposed to check it. I don't know. So when I went into my inbox, it was only 2 weeks later, and I'm not exaggerating, there was over 1,300 messages. 1,300 messages. I would try to read one message, and I'm like, okay, well, he's very mature. He's very respectful, blah, 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 and he's cute. I don't know. I might respond. Now you're strolling. Somebody else messages even better. I'm like, and then you're trying to really lock in on one, and as you're reading your messages, more messages are coming through because I guess they can tell when you're online at the time. And it was just too overwhelming, and I had to delete it. Then you had the people with the men with the trauma wounds and the trauma triggers and the rejection issues who felt like if you were ignoring their message because you just didn't have time to respond yet, now they want to spaz out on you because you're quote unquote ignoring their message. Like, sir, I'm trying to respond to these other 1,200. Could you give me a second here? Sorry, guys. So, sis, that's my opinion. I think it's just it's people have gotten away from traditional values, in regards to healthy, wholesome relationship and marriages, because there's just too much going on. There's social media that's just putting certain things in people's head. We have too much access, too much things that are available to us that we would probably never have if we were just still without social media. I mean, all you really have access to is the people in your hometown. Now you got people all across the world sending you messages. So I think it takes a very disciplined mindset if you're trying to, because I think you said you met somebody and he was kind of like having this conversation with you. My opinion, again, I'm sure other people would disagree, but it's okay. My opinion, if that is a great man, like seriously, he's proving themselves, listen, y'all got to go, point blank, period. I'm deleting everything. But again, make sure that, you connect spiritually, because again, there may be certain avenues that God may be using you with social media. You didn't really stress too much of that. But if it's just like fun things like Instagram and TikTok, and you're meeting people, I mean, you got to make that decision. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think the problem is because we're so not disciplined in that area, we feel like it's torture. Oh, well, he's just insecure. He doesn't want me on social media. Well, that might be your excuse because you're not disciplined enough to get up off of there, right? So there's a lot of different moving parts there. But I would definitely say make sure it's somebody who's proven, because you can't be sitting here putting your whole life on hold for somebody that you don't even know is going to really work out or not. Like, no, honey, we dating up over here. You guys have a great one. It's your girl.